Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Okay, let's get started. I had a hand up. Somebody had a hand up. I don't see it now. Okay, well, Mike, if you'll lead us in the mandala, please.
Good morning. Sashi Pugi Jukshing Metok Chok Viraling Shi Nyinde Gampadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Drupar Shok Idam Guru Ratnamandalakam Niryatayami.
I go for refuge until I'm in line to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the song of the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, I will attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. Okay, before we do our review, which I know everyone's very excited about, let's do our let's do our rejoicing. Okay, Daria, you're up first on rejoicing.
Okay, good morning, Honorable Sumati. I'm Sumati. First, I want to congratulate you with Thanksgiving Day.
Oh,
And I wish you good health, and we can see you a lot of time, a lot of years. And thank you so much. I rejoice you teach us, and I'm thanks. This I rejoice.
my pleasure. Okay, Lydia, you're up next.
Hello, dear Lama Sumati. Hello, everyone. I'm rejoicing that I'm here, that you, dear Lama Sumati, teach us. It's very precious. And also I'm rejoicing in that I told about the pen and about 4 steps for several people. So they were excited about that, and I'm happy as well.
Very good, very good. Well, we'll have to get them started on the ACI courses.
It will be our next step.
Good. Well, good for you. That's a big step, feeling confident to teach the pen and the 4 steps. So very, very good. Excellent. Okay, Svetlana, what do you have to rejoice about?
Hello, the Venerable Samadhi. Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to rejoice that today I woke up early morning and joined the class with Lama Sarani. And It was wonderful with a camera, and we also took active part in it. And I dedicate it that Dharma spreads and expands for each and every living being.
I don't know. She's a hard act to follow. She's an excellent teacher. I bow to my lovely wife. Okay, Katya.
Hi, hello everyone. I want to rejoice that I have met with the Guadalajara Sangha on Saturday to do the schedule for next year for the events that we are gonna have and in our center in person, and to help them with some financial matters or some financial things. And I dedicate it so that we may all have access to these teachings.
Excellent. Have you filled the other 2 slots for the teaching in January?
Yes.
Oh, good. So it's a full house.
Well, yes. We are complete.
Okay, how many students will that be? 7?
We are gonna be 11.
11. Wow. Excellent. That's perfect. Well, congratulations. And thank you for helping the Guadalajara Sangha. That's huge merit right there. Okay, Anna.
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. About my rejoicing today, I went to a supermarket, and I like to visit such places when not too much people there, not in prime time. And today it was not prime time, but there were a lot of people, some groups of teenagers. And they were shouting, pushing each other and people around, and laughing loudly. And also, there were some people with luggage, suitcases, bags. So a lot of people, and I was in this border when I was starting to be angry, but I caught myself and I just walked around these people and very quickly took stuff which I need for my kitchen, for my refrigerator, and I'm glad that I tried to stop this cycle of irritation and anger, and not fall in all these negative emotions.
Very good. That's tough to do when it's right there in front of you. But very good. Well, that's setting the scene for you to not run into those problems again. So you've purified some powerful karma. Very good. Mike.
Good morning. So I was at the grocery store also last night, and actually I didn't know what to rejoice about. And then Anna said the grocery store, and I was like, wait a second. So I went to the grocery store and I was getting some bananas. And as I picked up the bananas, I dropped them on the floor and they got all like mushed and like I don't know, I dropped bananas on the floor. They got like dented, right? So I picked them up off the floor and I put them back onto um, you know, the counter, and I was gonna pick some different bananas, right? And I was like, wait a second, I just damaged the property of the store and now I'm gonna like just put it back and leave it there. Like, what is that? You know? And so I wound up taking the bananas and putting them into my cart and buying the damaged bananas along with the bananas that were, the second set of bananas that I didn't drop. And I just want to rejoice that I like caught myself in the act of um doing something that was going to be disrespecting property or stealing or something, like a concentric circle of stealing. And I rejoice that I was able to, um, you know, catch myself about to do the wrong thing automatically and replace it with the right action. I just don't know what I'm going to do with these bananas now.
Well, make a smoothie. Well, very good. I still can't believe you thought about putting them back on the shelf.
Oh, they were on I put them back. They were there for 10 seconds. I was like, wait a second, what am I doing?
No, I open the eggs to make sure none are broken. And if they're broken, I buy that dozen eggs anyway. My wife thinks that's nuts, but that's even if I didn't damage them. But yeah, I don't pick through, for the most part, I don't pick through vegetables at the grocery store. I mean, if they're obviously disgusting, I'll find one of the grocers and let him know he's got some disgusting stuff on the shelf. But you see people pick up 4 or 5 zucchini they don't like, and then they pick one they like. If you do that, you're sorting through and basically saying somebody else can have this. It doesn't meet my standard. And that's not the karma I want to have. So very good. Bananas. Squeeze them. No, there's a famous chef I watched on television once, and they asked him, "How do you know avocado is ripe?" And he said, "I pick it up and I turn it over and I see the label that says ripe." That was pretty funny. Oh, and Mike, I cut the basil up. What did you call that? The way you set the basil and cut it into those small pieces?
Oh, chiffonade.
Yeah, every time I do that, I think very fondly of you. So
Oh, thank you. That's cool. That's nice to
I
know.
can't
Thank you.
taste it. Okay, hey, Katrina, what do you have to rejoice in? Katrina.
Hello, dear Lama Sumati. I need help to translate.
Okay.
Айжан, вы можете помочь?
Yeah, can you hear me in the English channel?
Yes.
Я радуюсь тому, что
I'm rejoicing.
тоже замечаю свою проблему, что у меня проблема с завершением дел.
I'm
И я
rejoicing that I'm
стараюсь
noticing
тоже
my
использовать
problem,
мудрость.
not
Я
completing
радуюсь
things
любым делам, которые завершаю.
now. I'm
Или
rejoicing to
посвящаю.
anything that
Так
I
как когда я
completed
слышала,
and
что
I dedicated
у другой
to.
студентки тоже есть проблемы с тем, что она
And
не
when I
сдает
hear when some
вовремя,
other
сдается
student
с домашними
doesn't,
заданиями,
the student who is
я
behind
знаю,
with the
кому мне нужно
homeworks,
помочь, и
and
стала помогать ей.
I
И я радуюсь, что
dedicate
я
to this
помогаю
person and
студентам
I
в
connect with this
учебе,
person and I try
и
to them to
ученикам
finish
тоже
this
стараюсь
homework. Also, I try
посвящать.
to
И
help
радуюсь,
my
когда
children
я не
to do
расстраиваюсь.
their homeworks. And also, I rejoice when I stop myself from getting upset.
Good. Well, helping with homework means you'll get the Dharma you want in the future, whether it be homework, Dharma homework or school homework. And it's always great when you're working hard to catch yourself getting upset. So, excellent. Okay, Avilda, what do you have to rejoice in besides it being cold?
Good day, everybody. Hello. Thank you for being here. I'm very grateful, very joyful this day. Despite all my pain, I can say that a lot of good things seem to be manifesting in my life right now, and I feel that they are the manifestation of good karma, which I have to continue to plant those seeds. I had a friend who we haven't really been speaking a lot lately, and just kind of like, hi, how are you doing? And we used to speak work on the Dharma together, just like the other friend of mine. And she's back in my life, and she's back in wanting to talk about the Dharma and the teachings. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful that I found someone else who needs help and volunteer work at her organization. And all of a sudden, these things are just coming to me without me looking for them. And my intention was to be there for people and never being able to find them. And now all of a sudden, they're showing up in in droves, and I'm very grateful and very joyful about that. And I hope to continue planting the seeds for myself and others to have such joy in their lives that they can be there for others and help others in whatever they need to be helped in.
Excellent. Well, that's part of our subject today. We'll be talking about taking joy. So very good. Well, I'm glad you remade the connection. Rick, what do you have to rejoice about?
Had to find the button. My apologies. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to rejoice in the fact that me and my family are getting ready to travel to Florida for the rest of winter to everyone else to help homeless and needy people in that area and some entrepreneurs. We got a approval on a camper, which is going to be our home for the next couple months. So we're rejoicing in that, and that we're having the seeds to help plant the way for us to make our way down there and to accomplish that.
Well, very good. Very good. Who was the young person that we saw there temporarily?
That was my young fellow, Elon. He's 2, getting ready to turn 3.
Wow.
Yeah, he's my youngest.
That's some head of hair.
He did. It's a crowd favorite. He reminds us of the sheep on Zootopia, the fox. You just want to pet it, you know. But yeah, it's awesome. He gets that from our Indian side of our family. Somehow they got the curly hair, even though it should be straight. It's kind of odd, but
yeah. Well, good luck on your trip down to Florida, and thank you for going down to help the needy. That's setting wonderful seeds for your future.
thank you. I hope to be able to help many people and for the benefit of everybody.
Good. Okay, who's left? Oh, the interpreter. What do you have to rejoice in? I guess not much. I'm on the English channel.
Hello?
Hello, interpreter. Do you have something to rejoice in?
Me? Interpreter?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm rejoicing for this opportunity to connect the students with the teacher. And I dedicated, so we have trains and buses on time. We have nice roads, and our flights are always on time. We never late. And of course, we never late to be on important teachings, never late to meet our teachers, and never late and see and reach our goals as soon as possible.
No, that's interesting. I haven't thought about rejoicing and getting about time, being on time, but that's very nice because we talk about stealing things of value, and I don't think any of us would say that time isn't an important commodity in our life, whatever time really means. And wasting time with gossip, wasting time by being late, or being early. Sometimes being early is just as bad as being late. So time is a good thing to think about and focus your practice on. Good. Okay. Well, oh, me. Huh. Oops. What do I want to rejoice in? Well, I rejoice in having all of you as my students. That's a real blessing for me. And that means that I will have the opportunity to have teachings in the future, which is also very important to me. I rejoice that for some reason my change in my medication schedule has made it much more, well, I don't know, I should say effective, but I don't have some sensations that I was having on a regular basis, which were quite uncomfortable. So I just changed to taking it later in the morning and later in the evening. And I don't understand how that could make a difference, but it did, it does. So that's very nice. I think that's probably it. Oh, I had Mike might appreciate this, and Rick might. Well, any of you might. So I was having trouble with the Adobe software, Adobe Acrobat. I would try and print a duplex at both sides, and it would get 2 pages, so one two-sided page, and start working on the third page, and it would stop halfway through. And I tried several different Adobe documents, and they all did the same thing. And I tried a Word document, and it double-sided very nicely. So it occurred to me it was the software, not the printer. And so I just uninstalled and then reinstalled the Adobe Acrobat, and it's working very well now. So I rejoice that I was able to figure that out on my own, since sometimes I'm having trouble concentrating. Yeah. Oh, we were watching a movie the other night, and one of the actresses was much younger. Well, one of the kids was in the movie, and I recognized her, but I couldn't figure out where I recognized her from. And so I thought about it a little bit, and I was able to go back and find out and remember which movie it was that we both saw her in. And my wife commented that I can't be in too bad a shape if I can spend 5 minutes and think back through all the movies we've seen and identify the actress. So that was pretty nice. Sort of a trivial thing to identify, but it just means my mind is still there and is still reasonably sharp. So that's good. Okay, so let's go to the class. You should see I'm screen sharing at this point, correct? Okay. Guided Bodhisattva's Way of Life, Part 1, take class 6, Taking Joy. Review your favorite part. What are the 3 poisons and how do they relate to the wheel of life? Who wants to volunteer, or do I get to pick somebody?
The 3 poisons are the ignorant disliking,
Yeah.
or disliking ignorantly, liking, desiring ignorantly, and ignorance itself.
Right. And how does that relate? How do they relate to the wheel of life?
Well, in the 12 spokes, the ignorance is where the wheel of life starts, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm talking about the center, the hub of the wheel.
Oh, the hub. Oh, yeah, the 3 animals. Okay. Right. The pigeon, the snake, and the pig, I guess, and how each one, you have the snake has the pig in its mouth, so each one affects the other. They are what cause us to have our afflictions and our attachments or our diversions in life, and what causes us to continuously stay on the wheel of suffering. Right. So until we are done with them, we're done with these three afflictions, we can't move on
Right.
to nirvana.
Right. But what does the ignorant liking is represented by the rooster and the pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Something went wrong here.
There's a snake.
There. Liking things ignorantly, that's the rooster, the pigeon, rooster or pigeon. Disliking things ignorantly, that's the snake.
Snake. And ignorance itself, that's the pig.
Is the pig. And if it's an authentic wheel of life, the snake, or one of the old, very original versions, the snake and rooster or pigeon is coming out of its mouth. So, okay, good. Let's go to the next question. 6 conceptions. I'll give you a hint. This has to do with the doctor and medicine. Can anybody remember the 6 conceptions? Katya looks like she's contemplating this very carefully. No? Okay, anybody else? Mike, here's your chance. No, he's going to be right back. Okay, 6 conceptions. Think of yourself as a sick person. Think of the Dharma as medicine. To think of your spiritual teacher as a skilled physician. To think that practicing the Dharma intently will cure your illness. To think of the Tathagata, the Lord Buddha, as a holy being, and to wish the Dharma might remain for a long time. So those are 6 conceptions. Okay, to class. So having reduced negative deeds blocking our ability to have bodhicitta by purification. Oh no, this is one more question. What are the 5 positive activities needed to develop bodhicitta? I see some frowns. Well, okay, I'm not going to ask anybody. I'll just go through them. Rejoicing in the goodness of others. Ask for teachings. Urging holy beings to not pass into nirvana. Dedicating their good deeds. Surrendering, giving it all away. So this all wraps into the 7-limb prayer. So we'll get to that. Okay. So we described the steps necessary to truly attain the wish for total enlightenment. Doing the 3 preliminaries prior to purifying negative deeds. Prostration, go for refuge, make offerings. Then we do the purification, which is the 4 powers. Then we collect the positive energy to gain bodhicitta through the 5 practices, rejoicing, etc. These compile to be the 7-limb prayer. A popular version is the Ganden Lagyama, taking joy. That's what we're going to talk about today. So 7-limb prayer, with my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate. I make offerings, both set out and imagine. I confess my wrong deeds from all time and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to the great enlightenment. That should be something, well, first of all, I need to do that before you meditate. Those 7 limbs, that should be memorized and roll off your tongue just like that. You really need to memorize that. My body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, I make offerings, both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to the great enlightenment. The ground sprinkled with perfume and spread with flowers. The great mountain, four lands, sun and moon, seen as a Buddha land and offered thus. May all beings enjoy such pure lands. May the objects of greed, confusion, hatred, friend, stranger, and foe, our wealth and bodies gladly offered. Please accept these and be free from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratnam Mandalakam Niryatayame. I recited that every day, 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days. There are certain things in our practice that you have to be able to do very easily. And the 7-limb prayer is one of them. So I'm going to make a note. Yes, the dreaded note of what I'm going to do next class. Okay. You all have to memorize either in Russian or English, or if you want to do it in Spanish, that's okay too. 7-limb prayer. Memorize. Now, I'm going to trust that when I ask you next on Thanksgiving to recite it, that you don't have it on a piece of paper in front of your monitor. I'm going to trust you. And it's Thanksgiving on the day we're doing this, so it's a very appropriate day. Okay, now I just have to remember to do it, but I'll try. Okay, so taking joy. Being totally happy when you took the Bodhisattva vows, having joy and dwelling on the emotion of joy. You must sit down and be happy after the ceremony. Geshe Michael says this is extremely important. And he's offering the Bodhisattva vows in Kyoto, and you can sign up and take them from him. So I would highly recommend doing that, even renewing your vows. That'd be very, very powerful. Being happy after the ceremony has 2 parts. Being happy for yourself. Think about how bodhicitta is going to accomplish your goals. This has 3 parts. Uplifting your heart. Be happy and pumped up that you made a commitment to help others for the rest of your life. Just making the commitment is a great thing, even if you keep it weekly. At this moment, my life has become truly fruitful. For having attained an endowed human body, today I've developed the true Buddha essence, bodhicitta, and thus have become Buddha's child. Whenever you see a child of the victors, Buddha's child, that's a bodhisattva. And if you've taken the bodhisattva vows, you can now say you're a child of the Buddha. This is another stanza that's very sweet to memorize. Now you've made this commitment, you should wish to keep it and to keep it nicely. Applying now any skill and means whatsoever, may I always accord what I do with this essence and follow the actions of all of Buddha's children. May I never confuse with this pure, faultless essence any teachings that lack this enlightening thought. So you made the commitment, you've taken the vows, you have your 18 root Bodhisattva vows, which are praising myself and not praising myself and belittling others, not sharing my wealth of the Dharma, striking another, refusing to accept an apology, doubting or denying the Mahayana, taking offerings intended for the triple gem, doubting the Dharma, disrobing monks or nuns, committing the 5 heinous crimes, holding wrong view, destroying places, cities, and countries, teaching emptiness to those untrained, discouraging others from full enlightenment, causing others to break their pratimoksha vows, disrespecting the Hinayana, accepting offerings stolen from the triple gem, passing false judgment, and giving up bodhicitta. Think about the rarity of what you've done. You are, well, the 1 in a million. Of all those in existence, almost no one has bodhicitta, has been introduced to the concept of bodhicitta. How many people are on the planet now? 6 billion? Something extraordinary.
8.
8 billion? Wow. And we're a very, very small subset of that. And so whenever you get depressed and life's not fun and woe is me, stop and think how special you are that you had the karma from past lives to be in a class where the Dharma is being taught and being exposed to the Dharma and trying not only in a class where it's being taught, but that you are following what you're being taught and practicing the Dharma. I think it's often passed over. We think of the teaching, but think of also rejoice in what you're doing in practicing the Dharma. Because if I teach you the Dharma and you don't practice it, well, I won't say it's pointless because I'm still setting seeds for you, but it's really important to do the practice. So we're 1 in a million that we have the teaching, and we're 1 in a million that we want to practice what we're being taught. You are determined to make every act be for others' benefit, to devote everything, to give up your whole life, to try to reach enlightenment, to help all other beings be happy. This is the incredible rarity of getting the Bodhisattva commitment. It's like finding a wish-fulfilling jewel that really works. Now, that was making me happy. Now, the other part of the joy we're taking is making others happy. Being happy about how you help bring others, how you can help others by having bodhicitta. Think about how you'll be able to destroy all the suffering of others by having bodhicitta. You now have the tools to destroy others' sufferings. 5 ways you can liberate others' beings by having bodhicitta. You destroy the Lord of Death for other beings. The Lord of Death is inside you. It's pervasive suffering. When we talk about pervasive suffering, we're basically saying the Lord of Death is there, and it's a matter of time for your karma to run out and for him to take over. Only by developing compassion can you become fully enlightened and stop your own death. And then you can teach others to do the same. But compassion alone will not stop death. Lord Buddha has holy great compassion, and I can still see suffering in my world. So what gives? First of all, there's compassion, there's great compassion, and there's holy great compassion. Compassion is basically the wish to free all people from their suffering. Great compassion is trying to do something about it in this world, in this body, And holy great compassion is the compassion of an enlightened being who really can do something about it. So I want you to think about this. So there's still suffering in the world. How can that be if Lord Buddha has holy great compassion? Well, if someone else has stopped their own death, would you necessarily be able to tell? Could that same person appear to you to die, but to themselves have not died at all? They're empty, their death is empty, their apparent death is my karma ripening to see them die. So I see a suffering world, but I don't know what those individuals that I picture as suffering. They could all be emanations of Buddhas, so that I have the compassion to try and relieve their suffering, which I see, but they actually may not be suffering. So it's something to think about. Destroy material and spiritual poverty. When you get real bodhicitta and take the wish, you're taking the first step toward being able to remove the poverty of others. You get to that state yourself and teach others how to do it. Destroy mental afflictions and the physical illness of others. Destroy every kind of suffering there is in the desire realm. And you destroy the sufferings of the three lower realms. With the pledge to eliminate all suffering, you then commit to and work on the deeds necessary to get real bodhicitta during the direct perception of emptiness. Apply what you've learned. Apply what you've learned to reach your own total enlightenment. When you eliminate the sufferings of beings, you also eliminate the two causes of this suffering. The two causes of all sufferings: mental affliction obstacles. These are obstacles which primarily prevent you from reaching nirvana and secondarily prevent you from reaching full enlightenment. There are certain states in your mind which are preventing you from reaching nirvana. These obstacles are mental afflictions themselves. The highest mental affliction, most powerful mental affliction, is the tendency to see things as self-existent. Once you remove these mental affliction obstacles, you've reached nirvana. But you must see emptiness directly to do this. The obstacles to knowledge are omniscience. When you remove this obstacle, you become an enlightened being. This is what's often called the subtle obstacle to enlightenment. It's the 10th bhumi. There are 10 bodhisattva, 10 levels, bodhisattva levels. And after the 10th one, you remove the subtle obstacle of to omniscience, which is this subtle belief in self-existence. So here's how it works. After you've removed your mental affliction obstacles, as if you're a Hinayana practitioner, you've reached nirvana, and that's enlightenment for them. If you're Mahayana, and this which occurs on the 8th Bodhisattva level, that's nirvana. You must remove the subtle obstacles to your omniscience on Bodhisattva levels 9 and 10. You're working mainly to gain omniscience and destroy your subtle imprints to see things as self-existent. Obstacles to knowledge and obstacles to mental afflictions cause all sickness, suffering, and death. So if you want to eliminate all sickness, suffering, and death, obviously you need to become enlightened. So be happy that you've committed yourself to reaching ultimate compassion or holy great compassion. Take joy that you'll be able to identify what is in people's hearts that makes them get sick and die, and that you're going to learn how to stop these things. So the highest way to get the essence out of this precious human life, 7-limb prayer. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate. I make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases. Turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all the virtues to the great enlightenment. So, you should be happy that you've taken, if you've taken Bodhisattva vows as a wish, that's great. Hopefully one of these days you want to take it as a commitment, as the, in the form of actions. We have the tool with the 6 perfections. We have the tool to make others happy. We can't really make perfect the 6 perfections as an ordinary human being, but we can work hard on getting there. And the only one who can do it perfectly is our fully enlightened, totally enlightened beings. So if you take the Bodhisattva vows from Geshe Michael in Kyoto, be sure to be really happy and celebrate and rejoice in the fact that it's being taught and you have access to it. I think we all take for granted this kind of thing, and we should rejoice every day that we have teachers in our lives that want to help us reach our total enlightenment. Okay, that's all I have for today. It's a pretty short class. Any questions?
Can I ask a
Sure.
question? Maybe it's like a small question, but for memorization, in usual preparation steps for meditation, we ask for blessing for the teachings before and then asking teacher to stay. And here it's like before we are asking to stay and then asking for the teachings.
Yeah, we're confusing you've got the 6 preliminaries, right? Clean up, tidy the room, set up the altar, go for refuge, visualizing the lamas. Then step 5 is purifying obstacles, the 7 ingredients. So yes, we repeat. You've gone for refuge already in step 3 of the 6 preliminaries. Then you go ahead and do the visualization. And at step 5, you go back and you do the 7 ingredients. So some of that's repetitious. The prostrations are now mental prostrations. So with my body, speech, and mind humbly I prostrate, mental prostrations. I make offerings, both set out and imagine. It's offering bowls or whatever. I confess my wrong deeds from all time, 4 powers. Rejoice in the virtues of all. We've just gone through that. Ask the teachers to stay and dedicate all virtues to the great enlightenment. Does that answer your question, Svetlana? It's okay if it doesn't. I mean, that's what I'm here to. I'm here to try and explain it.
Yeah, partly. I was just confused that usually we are asking for the teachings and then asking to stay, and here it's like asking it's like has 5 and 6. These ones are switched.
So Svetlana is asking about the order. So
Yeah.
Right. It's a different order, asking and
Right. This
asking
is
for
the way,
teaching and asking for staying.
yeah, this is the way I've always said it. Let me look into that. I'll see it. Maybe I made a mistake. I'll look into that. Okay, I need to add that to my list. Order. No, I've memorized it. With my body, speech, and mind humbly I prostrate, I make offerings, both set out and imagine, confess my wrong deeds from all time, and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to the great enlightenment. Huh. Well, I'll look into it. Okay.
Holy
Let's
Lama,
dedicate.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I would like to ask a question also.
Okay.
Ajahn, could you please help me with translation?
Okay.
Я немножко не понимаю, как Будда может видеть страдания.
I still don't get how Buddha can
Ведь у
see
него же
suffering,
нет кармы видеть страдания.
because Buddha doesn't have a
Первый
karma to
вопрос.
see sufferings. That's my question 1. The Buddha doesn't see suffering. How he can? Buddha doesn't have a karma to see suffering. How Buddha can see suffering? People in suffering. That's the first question.
Well, that's a very good question, Lydia. That's one I've wrestled with for quite a while. But we think, well, that's what I was talking about by pondering. We see these individuals as suffering, but that doesn't mean Lord Buddha sees them as suffering. They're not suffering self-existently. It's our karma to see them suffering. So Lord Buddha doesn't have the karma to see suffering. So he may see he sees an entire world of perfectly happy people, but it's like, I don't know if I have the karma. How can I put this? I think Lord Buddha I would say this is how I deal with it. I see Lord Buddha as seeing the suffering. Let me try and be careful here wording this. Lord Buddha sees that suffering No, I'm trying. I'm having trouble articulating this. Let's hang on a minute. I think Lord Buddha sees this. This is me. I'm not Lord Buddha. I'm saying this is my thought process. I think Lord Buddha sees the same suffering people we do, but he doesn't see them as suffering. He doesn't have the karma to, he or she doesn't have the karma to see them as suffering. They're emanations of the Buddhas to have us have our compassion for. So if I see a world of suffering beings, Lord Buddha sees a world of beings that appear to be suffering, but in fact are not. And they're appearing to be suffering to help us reach enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. Does that help at all? Okay, it sounds like that was the first part of your question. What's the second part?
Thank you very much. I forgot the second part, but I have a new one.
Okay.
In the Heart Sutra,
Sutri.
Aijan, could you please help? It will be
Mhm. In the Heart
по-моему, в
Sutra,
сердечной, в сутре сердца
I
говорится,
think it was in
что
the Heart Sutra.
вы
It
поймете, что
says
спасать некого.
you
Когда
will
вы достигнете
understand there is
просветления,
no
вы
one
поймете, что
to
некого спасать.
save when you reach enlightenment.
Или в сутре алмазного огранщика, я
Maybe
не
it
помню.
was Diamond Cutter Sutra. So when you reach enlightenment, you will understand there is no one to
И это примерно
save.
связано с тем, что вы, дорогой Лама, говорите.
And is it connected with what you were saying right now, dear Lama?
Well, in the Heart Sutra, it says there's no part of you that sees, there is no part of you that is aware that you're seeing, and this is true all the way to up to the part of you that thinks and the part of you that is aware you are thinking. And this is just saying it's not that there's nothing to see. It's no part of you that sees. There's no part of you that sees that's self-existent. So it doesn't mean that Buddha doesn't see or we don't see. It's a result of our karma ripening. It's not out there coming at us. It's our projections. So there's nothing you see that's self-existent. There's no part of you that sees that is self-existent. There's no part of you that thinks that is self-existent. That's what they're trying to say in the Diamond Cutter and Heart Sutra. I don't know. That look on your face, I'm not helping you very much.
No, you helped me a lot, but I remembered another words. Айжан, could you please help me? Мне кажется, это сутра алмазного огранщика, что
I
когда
think
вы
it was in,
доберетесь до туда, вы поймете, что некого спасать. И получается, это как
I
раз о
think
том,
it was
что
in
вы
Diamond
сказали
Cutter
до
Sutra.
этого,
They
что,
are words
что
When you reach it,
Для
when you
существования
reach
единства
enlightenment,
Дхармы, правильно?
there would be no one to save. So it means enlightened beings, they don't see any suffering being. So it means if there is no one suffering, then there is no one to save. And I think it is the same as the idea that you shared today about pondering. Same
Yes,
idea.
not that there's no one to see. They're not out there coming at us. So there's no suffering being that Lord Buddha is looking at saying that being's suffering, becoming at me suffering. It's only suffering from my karma. And since Lord Buddha has only merit ripening, he doesn't see that same individual that he's projecting an individual, I'm projecting an individual. So the mistake here is that he's seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know what he's projecting, he or she's projecting. So when I see a suffering being, Lord Buddha, in his omniscience, is seeing that same being, in quotes, as not suffering.
Thank you so much.
Now, I'm not sure that helps much, but Mike, you look like you have something you want to say. No? Katrina, did you have a question?
Yes, can I ask? I also need translation. Это понятно, что, допустим, если все наша проекция, да, то
If
когда мы
everything our
очищаем
projection,
ментальное
and
омрачение,
when
становимся полностью
purify
просветленными, у
all
нас нет
our mental
больше
afflictions,
проекции в виде
then
страдающих существ.
then we don't have a seat
Тогда
to
другой
see
вопрос, как же
suffering
все-таки
beings.
и кому Будда тогда помогает, как
Then
он
then we,
пересоздает свою буддовость, и как же,
then
кому же
how
тогда он
Buddha
посылает эманации, если он уже не может видеть
replant
страдающих?
their virtue, they merit, and if they don't see anyone suffering, so they are sending the emanation bodies, but who they are sending these emanation bodies if there are no one suffering.
Well, this is an interesting thing to ponder. Let me see if I can't put it in perspective. I just had this thought. No, it's escaping me now. Come on. Oh, God, I had the answer. It's in this small brain of mine. Let me just spend a second thinking. We're being taught to eliminate the suffering in this world by eliminating, doing the kind of deeds that create suffering. So eventually our seeds for creating suffering will run out, and everybody in our world or worlds will be free of suffering, because we freed ourselves from the mental afflictions and the obstacles to see that. So Lord Buddha, he or she sees a world of fully enlightened, of beings that aren't fully enlightened yet, but are on their way there. We see those same people we project a similar set of people, of beings that still suffer. Now, the question I have, and I need to wrestle with, is I'm seeing Lydia, Svetlana, Katya, Vilda, Mike, Katerina, Anna, Daria, Rick. I'm not seeing Azan, but I'm sure she's there. I'm seeing you all as, oh, there you are. Hi. I'm projecting you all in my world. And you're projecting all of us in your world. So what you're projecting of me, I have no idea. What I'm projecting of you, you have no idea. So you could see me as suffering, and I could see me as perfectly happy person, because it's my projection versus your projection. So I need to keep in mind the fact that we're projecting, our experiences are projecting based on our karma. Now the question is, can Lord Buddha, how does Lord Buddha project me versus you projecting me? Why would Lord Buddha have the seeds to see me, to project me? That's a good question. Well, see, he or she sees all things at all times. That's what omniscience is. I think we're assuming that Lord Buddha, well, we're assuming that any one of you is projecting me. Each one of you is projecting me in the same way. And I've got my image up here, but you could all be seeing that in very different ways. You are seeing it in different ways. That's a good point, Rick. This gets down to these questions are the fundamental questions that are, until you really believe things are not self-existent, these questions are difficult to ponder, which is why they're important to ponder. So let's see. Well, here's an example, somewhat trivial, but an example in my life. At one point, I was suggesting to the board of directors that I be the director of maintenance, and several people on the board didn't like that. And I said, well, how about if I become operations manager? And they liked that. So I became operations, same job. I just didn't have the title director of operations. Now, I thought that was pretty silly, but I didn't say anything about it. They had some concern over my being a director and the power that gave me, which was idiotic, because the only person with any power at Diamond Mountain was the executive director. But they saw my wanting to be director of operations as a threat to their importance to Diamond Mountain, and I saw it as a title. operations man, I don't care. I just need a title I can put on a business card. So that's two very different views of the same thing. I will research the suffering. I don't feel I've given you the best answer I can. So I'm going to research the suffering question, and I will get back to you on that. So I have the order of the seven limb. I have seven limb prayer that you're going to memorize, and I have the suffering of all beings. Okay. I'll get back to you with better answers on that. One of the things you'll learn about teaching is when you don't have a good answer, go get a good answer and come back to your students with a better answer. And that's what I'm doing now. Okay, let's go with a dedication. Be the source of benefit and goodness, the Dharma spread and expand. Be the beings upholding the Dharma have excellent health. Be the source of happiness and well-being for all embodied beings, the Dharma top of the Buddhas always increase. Thank you very much for this opportunity to teach. We'll see you on Thanksgiving. I will be teaching before Thanksgiving dinner, so I won't be too sleepy from having eaten too much. What does a vegetarian have for Thanksgiving dinner? Mike, what are you going to have?
Oh, I was waiting for a punchline. I thought it was a joke. We're gonna have mac and cheese
Banana.
and banana bread. No.
Oh, that's banana. You're gonna have stepped on bananas. I'm thinking of making, although I don't think my wife will want this, I happen to like meatloaf. I don't know if that translates into Russian. Meatloaf? It's hamburger made in, it's often disgusting to some people, but I like it. So I may try and make that. I have a vegetarian stuffing that my wife really likes that I'll probably make. Then we make, oh no, Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to go to a community dinner, and they now have started putting out vegan and vegetarian alternatives on the buffet, on the bring potluck. And they have us come up first, because one thing I've noticed whenever I go somewhere where there's vegetarian or vegan, that often is clean before the vegetarians and vegans can get to it. But so I'll make the stuffing. Then I make something which we call pumpkin pie without the crust. I leave my wife's calorie conscious, and so I leave the crust off and make a really it's like a pumpkin pudding, and I made it with flaxseed, ground flaxseed, and it came out really nicely. And what else? Oh, cranberries. I got some cranberries, so I'm going to make a cranberry relish. She really likes that. What else do we usually have at Thanksgiving? Stuffing, turkey. green beans with what are those onions, onion rings crushed on green beans. That's I may have to go shopping again, which she doesn't like, but okay. Anyway, we'll see you for ice cream with curry. Very good. Very good. I'm gonna, we may just have to have that. You haven't lived until you've had ice cream, curry ice cream. That's the ultimate. So, Katya, who else coming? Can you give me the names of who's coming to the teaching?
Luisa, Tom, Mike, Dinara, Evgenia.
Oh, if Evgeny's coming?
No, the lady who dance and sing in Mexico retreat, the Russian girl. What's the name? Eugenia.
Irina?
That's the wife. Yes.
Yeah, from Cancun.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mike. I say Mike, and Janet. Also Janet.
Oh, Janet's coming. Good. Wow. Well, that's going to be quite fun. Okay. Okay. See everybody. Thank you for coming to class and putting up with my sometimes vague answers. I will do better. And we will see you Thanksgiving Day.
Thank you for the teachings. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, dear Lama Sumati.
Thank you, Lydia, for asking your questions.
Thank you.
Better answers. Thank you for translating. I hope it wasn't too frustrating. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.